Well, I think it's time to share my favorite albums of 2024. This month has been great, featuring some really interesting and fun albums that have become my favorites. Despite all the end of year lists that come out in late November and early December, I made it a fucking point, to discover new albums throughout December on my weekly show, Discovery. In fact, this month was so stacked that I had to release 5 massive fucking episodes of Discovery. So, what amazing albums were released this month that I've hit replay on over and over again? Well, you'll find out in this video. Let me know your favorites below, and let's get started. Coming in at number 10 is the black metal band Greythorn with their album Atrocitus. So many bands were vying for this 10th spot, but Greythorn Atrocitus stands out as a fantastic black metal album for December. I love the guitar work on this album. At times the band really reminds me of, dare I say, Marduk, just furious and heavy. I particularly enjoyed the songwriting with hard-hitting tracks like A Great Thor, Epic Battle, and Barbaric War. Barbaric War Declared. There are so many great songs on this album. 5 albums were competing for this fucking spot, but Greythorn won it by a hair. And that album cover is absolutely fucking amazing. Where am I going to put the album cover? I'm not too sure. Over there? Yeah. The moment I saw the cover featuring the fucking Angel of Death in its darkest form, I knew I wanted to listen to it. It's a really good album filled with fantastic melodies and furious, insane vocals. You will have a blast with this one. I guarantee you. Coming in at number 9 is the Spanish band Afterlapse with their album Pathways. Once again, many bands were vying for this spot, but I asked myself which album I played the most this month, and obviously had to be Pathways. I ordered it on CD, and I can't wait to fucking get my hands on it. This is progressive metal, and the songwriting is excellent. I love how all songs are melodic and catchy, featuring great fucking solos, fantastic drumming, and a wealth of soaring vocals. There are jazzy moments and funky elements with standout riffs in songs like The Shadow People, Clones, Dust to Dust, and Turn Into Light. Turn Into Light, which is an emotional power ballad. This album is so good. I love it from start to finish. It's easy listening. My customers love it too, and I receive so many compliments about how good this fucking album is when I'm driving them around. Yes, there are soft spots, but this heavy sections really hit hard. Definitely check it out if you haven't heard it already. What the fuck are you doing? Coming at number 8, once again, many albums were vying for this spot, but I settled on another Spanish band. Spain went absolutely nuts in December. It's Dark Embrace and the album Land of Witches. This is such a fun album from start to finish, incorporating melodic death metal, thrash metal, and even some black metal elements. It's a concept album filled with fantastic guitar work, impressive drumming, and unique vocals that I enjoy, though some others might not. In my opinion, every song is melodic and catchy. We the Witches is a standout track, especially when the vocalist hits high notes in the chorus, sounding like a fucking witch. His vocals can also get quite aggressive, and he has some nice death growls. Orcavella is another fantastic song, while My Darkest End offers a gothic yet heavy vibe, and A Blaze in the Sky leans more towards thrash. A Place to Hide features an infectious riff with black metal sections. There are just so many great songs on this album, which I've played countless fucking times. Unfortunately, there are other albums that are much better than this one, but Land of Witches is still such a fun listen.
With me, God, I surrender.
Coming in at number 7 is the gothic progressive metal band The Old Dead Tree with the highly anticipated album Second Thoughts. This is another terrific album from start to finish. I love the songwriting, the vocals are great, and when those harsh vocals come in, he sounds like a fucking screaming cat. There's a lot of emotion in this album that reminds me at times of Catatonia. I really enjoy the atmosphere. It has a strong gothic vibe, and you get some great tracks like The Light of Straw, and Without a Second Thought, Holy Rock, featuring a melodic hook. Oh, that song's amazing. Both tracks incorporate elements of melodic death metal. You also get softer, emotionally driven songs like Luke and Story of My Life, which is probably the catchiest chorus. The Story of My Life has the catchiest fucking chorus on the album. Celestia is another standout track, while the worst is yet to come, and Terrify deliver a heavier sound. I just love the mix on this album. There are violins and fucking pianos in some tracks, and the production is fantastic. I thought hard about this spot, but I ultimately chose The Old Dead Tree because it would definitely be one of my favorites of the year. It's melodic, catchy, and quite easy to listen to. The album just flies by in a heartbeat, and before you know it, you're fucking hitting replay again. We have to talk about my favorite power metal album of the month, Aster Eyes, and the album Tale of a Wandering Soul. This album just keeps growing on you, and it was a tough choice between Coffinwood and Aster Eyes, but I ultimately chose Aster Eyes. I love this style of power metal. It doesn't sound like it came out from this year. It has a retro feel with influences from Halloween, Stratovarius, and even Dream Theater. I appreciate how progressive this album is, along with how melodic and catchy some of the songs are. This is an underrated album for 2024. No one seems to be fucking talking about it except me. I don't understand why. Maybe everyone is just burned out from all the great albums released this year. I'm placing this in the fucking great category. I love the solos on this album, and the vocals are fantastic. You get epic songs like Twisted Ferryman and Wicked Dream. There are also slower songs, battle-like songs such as Tale of a Wandering Soul. The intro to Awaken sounds like something out of Dream Theater, which I loved. Farewell is a beautiful song to end the album. I immediately bought this album on CD because I needed to have it for the rest of my life. I just love how they incorporate all the elements of power metal that I enjoy. It's definitely one of my favorites of the year. But hey, we have more. Grinning is next with the album Fasonas Tid. This album features fantastic black metal. I particularly love the vocals, how epic the sound is. Once again, we had a few albums, aiming for the number 5 spot, but in the end, Mark Grinning won. The guitar work is fantastic, the songwriting is solid, and it's just great fucking black metal from start to finish. I love the atmosphere and the intensity of some of these tracks, as well as their melodic qualities. An ancient ancestor of the autumn moon is probably my favorite track on the album. Desvata is another great song. Well, Before the Crows have their feast is a furious black metal track. I enjoy the production on this album. It's quite clean for black metal, but still sounds organic, especially the tone of the snare. Speaking of snares, the drumming is great. It feels theatrical at times. The solos and clean guitars are really impressive. When you hear the first track, simply titled Intro, you know you're in for a good fucking time. This album is filled with dark and evil melody, showcasing great intricate guitar work. The vocals are terrific, raspy and snarly, and I love them. The clean vocals are good, especially in the Seer, but overall fantastic black metal album for December. Okay, so we're moving into the 90 fucking percenters. All the albums I rated 90% on Discovery have made it onto this list. Coming in at number 4 is the Italian melodic death doom band Tetra, and their album Withered Heart Standing. Oh, this album's fantastic, and I rated it 90% for a reason. The emotionally driven vocals, the melodies, the violin sections, and the catchy songs. Liminal, I dare say Liminal, is one of the most melodic and catchiest songs of the year, and I stand by it. It's so good, and that chorus is fucking amazing. I really like the vocals. Some people may not appreciate the tone, but I love the combination of his clean and harsher vocals in songs like Liminal, Gaslighting, Behind the Scars, and Nighttime Surrender. The angelic female vocals accompany him beautifully in Days of Cold Sleep. Komiyato is such an epic way to end off the album, and I absolutely love it. The guitar riffs and songwriting are fucking solid. I purchased the CD as soon as I could. It's still on its way. A lot of the CDs I purchased this month are on their way. It's still on its way, but it's that good. I've played this album a lot, and I discovered it randomly while searching for the latest releases to Film Discovery. I never would have thought this would make it onto my monthly list so damn fucking high. I honestly thought it was going to be my favorite of the month until these other albums came out. Number 3 is An Axis of Perdition and the album Abatures. It's been a long agonizing wait for this one, and I was not fucking disappointed. This is a dark and twisted album filled with nightmarish soundscapes that will claw at your sanity. From the very first track, it's an unrelenting descent into madness, ready to haunt your dreams and evade your thoughts. The vocals have a whispering black metal tone that I adore. I can't help but picture him rising from the grave, a spectre of fucking despair. The guitars wail like tormented souls trapped in a vortex, creating mind-bending licks that will pull you deeper into a dense, horrifying atmosphere. Even the interludes are terrifying, dragging you back to their iconic album, Deleted Scenes from a Transition Hospital, echoing that same nightmarish aura. There's avant-garde elements that permeate the album, bending your mind toward the brink of insanity. With tracks like Metempsychosis, The Undercity Await, and Chant of a Worshipful Prey, you can't help but question your very existence. What am I listening to? It becomes even more bizarre with songs like Private Acts of Abnegation and I Am Odium, where whiny guitars, suffocating atmosphere, and whispering black metal shrieks send shivers down your fucking spine. Then there's Flesh Underfoot, undoubtedly the most disturbing interlude I have ever encountered. Just 3 agonizing minutes of a person slowly stepping on what sounds like thick oozing blood on the floor, each squelch a reminder of the horrors beneath. This is a terrific album from start to finish, a nightmarish, dare I say, masterpiece that has quickly become one of my favorites of the month. Coming at number 2, there were a few albums vying for this spot again, but one came out swinging. It's Satanic Warmaster and the surprised album Exaltation of Cruelty. This album harkens back to Satanic Warmaster's older sound, featuring raw and atmospheric black metal with fantastic fucking vocals and fantastic songwriting and riffs. The only reason it's not number 1 is that I feel that there's another album that surpasses it. This is just terrific black metal, everything you'd expect from the genre. Werewolf delivers great vocals, and the cold, dark, abrasive riffs will send shivers down your spine. I ordered the CD and can't wait for it to arrive. Apparently it comes with a extra CD featuring even rawer fucking production. Satanic Warmaster hasn't changed their sound. It's similar to the older albums like Strength from Honor and Carillion Satanist Madness. which is now my favorite Satanic Warmaster album, by the way. Exaltation of Cruelty is completely different from Armangada and Fimbulwinter, both of which I adore as well. You'll find fantastic songs on Exaltation of Cruelty, such as Harken the Bells of Damnation, Exhale the Vapor of Starlit Tomb, and the emotionally driven, slow tempo track, A Dead Rose of a Dying World, which may have the best guitar melody of the year. The album is fucking amazing. You guys have to check it out if you haven't checked it out already. And now, my favorite album of the month, which will no doubt rank very high on the end of year list. It's Arda and the album Aya. This is fantastic black metal steeped in an atmosphere that chills you to the bone, much like the biting winds that howl through the icy peaks. The screeching vocals serve as a haunting narrative, drawing you deeper into the desolate landscape of sound. The guitar work is phenomenal on this, and the drumming is relentless, each beat fucking echoing like the desperate heart of a climber fighting against the elements. The entire album envelops you, pulling you into its frozen grip. Initially, I gave it an 85% on Discovery because it was new, but the real magic fucking unfolds when you listen to it repeatedly. You'll find yourself falling in love with this album, even as it whispers of doom and despair. In my opinion, this is the best album of December, and one of the finest black metal offerings of the year. It has everything you desire in black metal: heavy songs, blackened shrieks, thunderous blast beats, and emotionally charged melodies. To me, this is the best Ara album they have ever crafted, and I can already imagine my peers, my fellow YouTubers, just fucking shitting themselves with their choices not to include this album on the end of year list. Patience is a virtue, my friends. After all, the year isn't over, and I can't help but question whether it's too premature to create a December list when the month hasn't fully unfolded. Fuck, we still got another episode of Discovery to do, but I digress. This album is an extreme metal journey laced with haunting melodies and a palpable atmosphere. The clean guitars are so fucking blissful on this. The songs, which I find hard to pronounce because they're all in German or something, are all hard-hitting, depict the harrowing tale of a mountain climber who succumbs to the unforgiving wilderness. You witness his trials and tribulations as he grapples with the ultimate fight against death, the cold wind swirling around him like the ghosts of those who have perished before. I pondered long and hard whether this would claim the #1 spot, and I finally decided, yes, this will be #1, the best metal album of December. So if you haven't checked out Ara, prepare yourself for a chilling descent into fucking darkness. So, you probably noticed the change in the background. Well, this is where all my videos will be filmed from now on. I just needed to fucking decorate the walls or something, or put some metal stuff up, maybe like an Iron Maiden flag or something. That cat picture, don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Well, you can see just the edge of it. Well, that's definitely staying. I love cats, and this red couch is very comfy. I want to make my videos feel more unpolished, but Discovery will remain the same with big fucking production value since it's the marquee show on the channel. If it weren't for Discovery, I wouldn't have discovered all these amazing albums this month. This December has been terrific, filled with incredible music. Ara's album just blew me away. Definitely one of my favorites of the year. So let me know your favorite albums down below. I know I missed Misanthropy, Black Jade, and 20 other more fucking albums that I wanted to put on, but there can only be 10. It's been fun, and I'll see you in the next one.